Hello and welcome to episode 14 of PFT Talk. Now first I would like to make a little announcement that I am having internet issues, so currently all my internet is being provided by my iPhone on 4G, so it'll probably be a bit more laggy than usual, but I guess as long as we can get the show out, hopefully it works fine and you don't see too much of a difference. But yeah, I guess we should start on the article. So first off,
actually, one thing. Yeah. Okay. One thing, I can barely hear you down this end, so this is going to be an interesting ride. Anyway, to kick off the show today, we have news from Fossil. Now, Fossil is a fashion brand, and fashion brands don't tend to be really associated with tech. However, they have displayed their great intentions to make an entrance into the tech market. Now, they did this through an announcement of a smartwatch. Now, we don't know many details about said smartwatch, aside from the fact that from the announcement kind of pictures that we've seen, the device seems to have taken a few design cues from the Moto 360 that was launched last year. So the Moto 360 will go through an update. However, coming back to the Fossil, what we know is the fact that this device is Intel powered because it was announced at the Intel Developer Conference, and that it will be running a version of Android Wear. So a pretty exciting development. It's interesting to see what their take on the smartwatch is, to see how they've adapted what they know about watches towards, the kind of whole smartwatch idea. And just to see how much of a difference there is between their usual watches, your analog kind of stuff with just a normal watch face, and their smartwatch. So obviously very, very interesting. Who knows what's going to come of this. The one thing that did really kind of catch my eye near the end of the announcement was the fact that they did in fact design wearable devices for other companies such as Michael Kors, so other big fashion brands. So it certainly looks like we might be seeing an invasion into the tech market from a few fashion houses in the near future. Now, along the same time, last week we also saw a couple of leaks regarding a Microsoft branded Windows Phone. Now, the idea of this kind of device has been around the ringer a few times, but Microsoft so far hasn't really shown any interest in building a kind of flagship device made by Microsoft, which on balance is a very strange thing because they spent a lot of money on buying the device making part of Nokia. So them not having a flagship device out there has been a sort of worrying point for me. However, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we may see this change in the very near future. Now, I'm just trying to bring up the specs, the rumored specs of the device. Now, all the kind of proof that we have of this device existing is a single screenshot that suggests that the device.
okay, I'm sorry about that. We seem to have lost Patrick there. My internet is very dodgy, as I said. I hope you can still hear me now. Please hold with us, hopefully he'll answer. But yeah, I can see my webcam is definitely lagging a lot. And I really don't know if it's affecting the audio, hopefully not. But yeah, while Patrick's gone, basically he was speaking about the Surface phone. Now, we did of course cover this over on our website, so you can go and check that out if you want. So we've seen a screenshot of the kind of the Windows Insider developer thing that shows you some stuff about kind of the specs and things like that. And for me, from the pictures we've seen, this looks like a very well built phone, a very high quality smartphone. and a phone that should sell very well. Personally, I've never been a fan of the Windows operating system on smart devices, so it'll be very interesting to see if I can get a hands-on with this, how I feel about it and things like that. But yeah, personally, Windows doesn't interest me too much on the mobile platform, which is odd considering how much they've moved over the whole operating system to fit in with the Windows thing. But yeah, for me, I'm either Android or Apple, usually Apple. I do really like stock Android, but anyway, that aside, kind of speaking about the Apple thing, this last week I believe, Unbox Therapy did a video with this kind of bend machine where he basically tested, well, we don't know if it was a real outer shell, but was apparently supposed to be the iPhone 6s. Now, this is very interesting because, of course, we had those bend issues with the iPhone 6, so the 6s, Apple are obviously going to want to try and improve on that. And just bear with me if I'm not giving you your full attention. This show, as you can probably tell, is a bit of a shambles at the moment. I'm trying to get Pat back on while speaking to you, so apologies if I make any mistakes. But yeah, basically what he did was he tested the iPhone 6 and it bent under 30 pounds of force, which is quite weak for a smartphone. That was just the shell, that was nothing inside it. Obviously it would be stronger with the screen and the battery and everything. But yeah, it took 30 pounds of force, I believe, and we kind of assumed that the 6s would be a bit stronger, maybe a bit of difference, but sorry, I'm getting phone calls from all around here. But yeah, basically we assumed that they would make some improvements. He also did a test of the metal, and it was a new type of aluminium. I can't remember, it was like alloy 2000. I've probably messed that up hugely, but it's a lot more kind of rare. It's a much stronger metal, and the results were very, very impressive. He actually managed, I believe, 80 pounds of force until it bent. So what this means is that your iPhone will from now on be a lot stronger. Now, for me, I've had the iPhone 6, I don't use a case, I carry it in my pocket every day, and I've never had bend issues. But the fact that they've made it a much, much stronger phone, they've not just made it acceptable, they've pushed it ahead of the competition with this new aluminium or aluminum outer shell, and it should make this an even more impressive phone. So it'll be very interesting to see. Of course, this is not the final model, it's simply something that he got off, it's Sonny Dixon on Twitter, I believe, who somehow manages to get up these pre-release parts of the iPhone. But yeah, it was very interesting, very impressive to see that Apple had managed to pull that off, and I personally was very impressed. Now, kind of keeping on the trend of Apple, as in fact you probably can't see because the camera's lagging so much, but there you go. On my wrist you can see we have the Apple Watch. Now, the Apple Watch, as you probably know, has the group of sensors on the back of it. Now, these sensors are very handy and they can do a lot of things, but there's of course more that they could do, for example tracking things like your blood oxygen levels and more kind of health stuff. But sorry. So sorry, we're trying to get Patrick back on here, but basically we know that it has the sensors and stuff in it. I'm very sorry, I'll text Patrick and then I'll get back to you. This stream is really messing up. Yeah, so basically we know about this diagnostics port, which is under where the band goes in the Apple Watch. Now, we weren't too sure what this was for originally, but it seems that Apple may want to use this in some way with smart bands. So what this would essentially be would be a band with technology in it. So it may have some extra battery, it may have sensors to kind of track even more of your health, as that is one of the biggest selling points of the watch, and it's a direction that Apple are trying to go in a lot more. So don't know if you can hear in the background, but Patryk is trying to call us, and he doesn't seem to be getting on. So what I'll probably do, since you can tell, as I said, we're having big internet problems, so I'll probably just have to finish the stream myself, and we'll get Pat back on next week once I've sorted out my internet. So yeah, basically there'll be more sensors in the watch that will make it, as I said, even better for health tracking. So things like your respiratory rate, blood pressure, body temperature, much more things like that, and also not just new sensors but improved sensors. So for example, the heart rate, for me it takes a while to actually read your heart rate. You have to stand there for like a minute looking at the watch before you actually get a reading. So I guess the kind of addition of this would be helpful, though the one thing that I really want to know is how much are these going to cost, because the Apple bands are very expensive at the moment anyway. You can be paying £100 for a basic leather band. So I mean, if they come in at a good price and they are actually useful, then yes, I will pick one up. This will likely be something that we just see in the second generation. It might not even work with the first generation, but yeah, the rumours are pointing that I think early 2016, so it'll be very interesting to see what Apple does with that. So next up we have the BlackBerry Venice. Now this had already been rumoured, we kind of already knew about this, but in the past week there have been a lot of leaks. We've actually seen posters about this phone. So basically what this is BlackBerry's is BlackBerry's first Android device. Now for me this is a big deal because BlackBerry have been lagging behind a lot, and it's not necessarily because they make bad devices, it's because they haven't really evolution into the smartphone market. You can barely get any apps on their phones, the operating systems are lacking in many ways. But for example, the Z10, hardware wise, design wise, was a very nice product. So yeah, I'll just go on to the page here. There's the article over on Techno Buffalo. By the way guys, I hope you're enjoying this. This terrible, it's like 1 frame per 10 seconds and it's always me making an extremely weird face, but yeah, hopefully that's entertaining to you guys. So yeah, BlackBerry Venice. Over the past few weeks there's been a lot of rumours, and the famous Evan Blass EV Leaks or Ev Leaks on Twitter has leaked some pictures of teaser photos. So at first it kind of looked like it was running BlackBerry's original OS, but it seems that this is running what looks very close to stock Android. So originally there were 2 devices rumoured. So one had a full QWERTY keyboard, which of course I would fully support, because that's what's unique about BlackBerry, that's what people like about BlackBerry, and if they lost that they just become another generic smartphone. So yeah, hopefully they kind of keep with their original structure. I don't know, hopefully we see a good quality Android device. Personally, I'm not too confident. BlackBerry really have been lacking behind. I've always liked BlackBerry as a company, never actually owned their products, but for me to be able to see them to make a better phone than HTC, Samsung, LG, I'm just not too sure how that can happen or if it will happen. So yeah, very very interesting there from BlackBerry, and that is about it for this show. So not really that much news this week, and probably the worst PFT talk ever, but yeah, I hope that this was in some way entertaining for you guys. To be perfectly honest, I don't even know if this is still recording. It's probably not even still streaming. So if you see this, you're very lucky. Please give this video a like. Check out the link to our Twitch in the description. Share this video if you want more people to see this. But yeah, sorry for the terrible quality here. Hopefully I'll get my internet sorted very soon. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next episode when I will have my internet back.